Hey, what's up, everyone? My name's Lionel, and I'm your host for LC Productions, and you are watching I Watch You Watch and Music That Matters. Today, we're going to be covering The Color Purple movie, which is a remake in 2023. I appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. Please like this video. You can also share it. Also, subscribe to my channel and leave your comments below. All right, so I did watch it on the 25th, as a community should have done. Um, Hopefully you have. If you haven't, you still have time. You have time. You have time. Just to let you know, I loved it. If that's a selling point for you, I'm gonna tell you why I loved it. One, I've always been a fan of the original 1985 movie, and then I've also seen the musical. It was years back. I forgot when, but it was when Michelle Williams was Suge Avery. Anyways, so just to back up a little bit, give you a little history if you don't know. Of course, this is based off a book that was written by the Pulitzer Prize winner, author Alice Walker. It was published back in 1982, and then a movie was made. I've heard it was very popular, and the strength of this movie has been through boycotts and banning the book. And we'll get into that in just a few minutes. But we honor Miss Alice Walker for giving us something that was not popular in its time. Just to let you know, the numbers on the box office numbers on December 25th made 18.1 million. And as of today, a report is that we're over 25 million in grossing. So y'all get on. So that's a 7.1 million profit since Monday. So y'all get on to the movie theaters. I'm going back again. I'm probably going to be there all weekend. I'm excited to do this, but we shall see. They do have $100 million budget to make this movie. They're a quarter off, or they've made a quarter. So we got to get them another 75. We can do it. All right. So, of course, the Color Purple remake in 2023 is the adaptation of the musical. The musical has more elements of what the book has. The movie had some, but not that much. For the music, to first let you know, I thought it was going to be a lot more heavier, but it was pretty light. Even some of the parents brought their children to the movie theaters. I said, oh, okay. Because I was like, there's some heavy topics that are going to be happening, from sexism to abuse that's physically, sexually, and emotionally. Um, Pedophilia was going to be mentioned, sexuality, and racism. So it covered a lot. However, it wasn't graphic, and they didn't go too much into a lot of the subject matters. We knew Mr. Beat, Celie. Of course, we know that Celie was abused by her father, who turned out to be her stepfather. But before we thought it was incest, sold off those babies, and eventually landed in the care of her sister Nettie. So, anyways, I think that more of the 1985 movie was in this adaptation, because since I did say I did see the musical, the person that stood out, well, that stole the show, Miss Danielle Brooks. Danielle Brooks played the role of Sophia and was phenomenal. Fantasia, I just want to commend Fantasia. She did very good in the role. Very good. Very good. I didn't know what to expect. The last role I seen her in was when she played her life story. And I'm just going to say this, Fantasia, you've come a long way. Of course, we had Taraji P. Henson as Miss Suge, the flamboyant, larger-than-life type character, but wasn't the same as Sophia. Miss Alice Walker really had these women be different type of women that I don't want to say parallel, but circulate around Celie. It's so interesting. The fashions, they got it together as far as Taraji, her fashions, my God. But I'm going to back up a little bit because I just want to give a few facts from the movie, 1985 movie, then the Broadway musical. It was birthed in 2007. Oprah Winfrey, she was the one to produce and to birth out that baby. I believe, I'm not 100% accurate, but the person that really broke out and got some recognition was LaChance. She played the role of Celie on Broadway. She won a Tony Award. Um, from there, it became really popular. Fantasia, she played the role on Broadway probably a few years after LaChance. Um, LaChance was more um, known for the role of Celie. Fantasia was more known for the song "I'm Here." Basically, it is Fantasia's song, as far as her being the one's voice that everyone recognizes. If I didn't say this, when I actually saw the Broadway musical, it was when Michelle Williams from Destiny Child was Suge Avery. Um, so basically, what I did find out of the struggle and the push for this legendary movie back in 1985, there was a lot of fight um, with black people and white people. It was boycotted. Well, there was a boycott led by Jesse Jackson and James Baldwin and the NAACP. They didn't like the depiction of black men and the stereotypes. And what I would say is that there's a lot of pride that rests on black people. I'm pro-black. I think that there is a level of accountability that black people don't want to live by. I mean, and don't want to admit to some of the stuff that goes on within the black community. It's taboo, but people are dying every day. People are don't know their self-worth every day. It is not because of white people. We got abusive people within the black community. Sexism runs rapid. Abuse runs rapid that we try to cover up. I don't know. I don't think that makes us less of a culture and a people. Yes, other people want to turn it and twist it into something even more and put a label and a stain on us. But look, the truth is the truth. And stop stifling stories for being heard. Because I'm sure Miss Alice Walker has freed a lot of people through her words and through her storytelling. First with the book, and then allowing this book becoming a movie. So that's one fight. Another fight, do you know this book was banned in schools from 1984 to 2013? I said, wow. And after that release, as far as off the schools, then it was banned in Texas from being read in state prisons because of explicit language and graphic depictions of violence. Maybe they felt like if inmates would probably be inspired to do something because of the violence in it. I don't know. I find that quite interesting. So, if we're going to talk numbers, The Color Purple in 1985 had a $15 million budget. They've made $98,467,863, almost $100 million profit from this movie from the 1985. So you see where we got to get to for the 2023 remake. Of course, I've already said I love musicals. I'm hoping even at my big age, I can do it. But since so many other greats started even later in life, Mr. Charles S. Dutton, Marla Gibbs, they did it. And I want to find my place there on stage. If I don't get to Broadway, at least on a good level of platform of just doing what I want to do. I grew up in choirs and also an a cappella group. And in high school, I did show choir. Basically, you sing and dance. And I do want to showcase that off at my big age. But to see where this has continued on, I mean, I never would have thought that there would be a remake. I mean, it's classic. We know the actors, Like, who is topping this for real? Fantasia did a great job. Taraji P. Henson has done a great job. Miss Danielle Brooks, who plays Sophia, phenomenal. I don't know if I said it earlier, but she steals the show. Mr. Coleman Domingo, he plays Mr. And Corey Hawkins, this is a person, an actor. There is a light over him. There is an anointing over him. And I want to see him in so much more. Now, in the movie Harpo, he was displayed, but how it was in the musical, he had a more active role. Like, there was a lot more comedy coming up out of him that I didn't really see. And I understand that there was more of a push for the women. So I kind of get that, but I think he was kind of dimmed. His light was kind of dimmed a little bit. But I want to see Mr. Corey Hawkins in everything. And I did not know this until yesterday. Dion Cole, he was Alfonso, the father/stepfather. I said, what? I didn't even know that. The artist Her. If you love me, won't you say something? If you know that song, then you know her. Her. She plays Squeak, or Mary Agnes. I think for this, I don't think that they gave her a prominent voice, as we know Squeak to be. One, she didn't have no squeaky voice or high-pitched voice to make her stand out. She kind of did still fade into the background, and that wasn't Squeak's character. She was funny when I saw the actress play her in the musical. Here, she just still took the back seat. That's my opinion. But you guys can give me your comments and what your reactions was to her as Squeak. Felicia Pearl Masby, I think that's her name. She played young Celie, and I promise that looked like a Fantasia daughter. They look exactly alike. Oof. And of course, John Battis. He's an artist. I love his music, and he's making his acting debut. And I mean, he didn't have no really great role, but hopefully he continues. But anyways, he did good with his musical parts. And they had the great Louis Gossett Jr. Now, you never can really see him as the mean villain or the person that's flawed, but he played Mister's father, who did not approve of Suge. Remember, Suge ended up spitting in the dad's water. Miss Tamala Mann, Take Me to the King. She was in it. She had a small role, but she was the opening number for the song in the first scene. And we do have Sierra. I'm just gonna say this. Y'all hating on Sierra, I don't know why, but she did phenomenal. She didn't have a very important role. She was the adult Sierra, Nettie. So guess what? Whatever. You just don't see him. I don't think I mentioned Halle Bailey. She was the young Nettie. The young Nettie had a more prominent role. Well, we see the adult Nettie for just a few minutes, which really was the same character all throughout the movie. So never mind. But you know what I mean. She only had a little role. She did a duet with Fantasia and held her own. So congratulations, Sierra. We had people that I didn't know was in it. Anjanune Ellis Taylor, David Allen Greer, and Whoopi Goldberg. Despite the controversy that's been played out, is there a beef between Oprah and Whoopi? As far as I know, no. They squashed that when Oprah still had her show and invited the whole cast of The Color Purple on, and they hashed it out. I don't know if it can't be true if Whoopi decided to give a cameo. Just saying. I do want to give a shout out to our director, Blitz Boswell. He's Ghanaian. He's been a director for The Burial of Cujo, and also director of Black is King. Black is King is a part of Beyonce's rendition when she was doing Lion King and all that a lot of y'all didn't like because y'all wanted to shake y'all arses. But anyways, he's done all that, and this is like his major director's role. So I do salute you, sir. Um, Overall, the music was fantastic. Taraji held her own and did her thing. Push the button. She did a duet with Fantasia. Phenomenal, phenomenal. Um, Danielle Brooks, she held it down. She did her thing. There was this song, I think it's called the duet between Fantasia and Taraji is called "What About Love." Y'all can get the soundtrack too if you're not going to go to the movie, which I hope you do both. But it's called "What About Love," and of course, Celie and Suge in the movie they become lovers. And then there's another song called "Miss Celie's Pants." There are. Oh, I wanted to just point it out that her, Danielle, Taraji, and Fantasia, they came together and did this four-part harmony. The blend, phenomenal. Miss Celie's Pants. Y'all need to check that out. Let's see what else. But the movie again was really lighthearted. I thought that they were going to go a little bit into more with Miss Celie's sexuality and even more into the relationship with Suge. For whatever reason, they chose not to. But again, it was a PG rating, so I understand per the rating that they got or did. You know, um, no, it wasn't full fledged exploring her Celie's sexuality as she is a lesbian. But I guess they didn't really want to define that too much. I don't know. I would we would just have to speak with the writers and the producers as to what their goal was. But just kind of a splash. But I think the only two things that I did have kind of like, they could have did. I would have liked to have seen more. One was Squeak, because Squeak was kind of just useless in my opinion, and of course a lot more of Celia exploring her sexuality. But um, seeing how Albert's character changed from this mean person, they talk about these generational curses. The father, Albert's father, was the same person that was just criticizing everything that Albert had going on, being mean and all that good stuff. He ended up trying to pass that on to Harpo. Harpo was the first person to step out of the normal regiment of the family business, and he started his own juke joint. He married a woman that was not ideal, and wasn't approved by Albert. Mister's dad did not. We can call him Mr. Johnson. Didn't approve of Suge because he stepped out. She wasn't of the norm. She wasn't the obedient one. Sophia wasn't the obedient one. But anyways, the transformation of Albert, he ended up telling Harpo that I'm proud of you. And I know that a lot of people do struggle with that. Seeking the approval of your parents is not easy. And there's no joke to be rejected because of that. Um, but he ended up saying, I am proud of you, Harpo. That was good. Um, Even with Celie. Celie said, until you do right by me, everything you think about is going to crumble. It crumbles. And he basically had to come back to her in a humble way, started saying nice things about her and all this good stuff. He did something kind as to getting Nettie to return back to him, to Celie. And I could go into everything that happened with that situation. Celie and Nettie were separated. Nettie needed help getting back to Celie after Mr. forbade her from being around Celie. But things turned around. And at the end, Albert was welcomed around the table, as Celie said. So there was a lot of redemption. I think a lot of people don't like that Albert got redemption. Do we keep punishing people that do us wrong? If people are sorry and have a changed heart, forgiveness is always on the table. I believe so. But even if they don't forgive, even if they don't change, and even if they don't apologize, you can forgive and you can also move on. You don't have to have a relationship with people that wronged you, but forgive them and not hold on to that baggage. Now, just to let you know that there are nominations that have been put out already. I think Golden Globes for Miss Danielle Brooks. And to let you know, in 1985, they were nominated for 11 Academy Awards and no wins. I believe in this award season, Color Purple, they're going to win. They're going to win. So I ain't worried about that too much. In 2006, the American Film Institute rated Color Purple as the 51st movie, as the most inspiring movies, because you go from someone who didn't understand life. All this abuse was happening. She lost her mom. This woman lost her mom. She was in an abusive relationship that she never asked for. She finds love. She finds sexuality. She finds independence. She has ownership. She was able to forgive people that did her wrong. And everything come full circle from things that were missing from her life. Came back, that she loved her children and her sister. I didn't tell you the whole thing. I want you to go see it. It's inspirational. You get to see someone channel through to find her voice and to find her strength and to find ownership and find love. Don't ever think of this as a slave movie, because it's not. It's someone finding their voice. Conflict does not equal to Black trauma. So go out to the box office and run up these numbers. Let's get it going. That's all I really do have. I don't think I wrote anything else back down. Don't boycott this movie. If you don't like it, you just don't like it. Prepare to laugh, prepare to cry. I cried a couple times. Hopefully you experience all the emotions that you should feel during this movie and be inspired. Men and women. I just also want to let you know, the audience I had, it was black and white. I was so shocked at all that. So this is going to reach Universal. And I see a great return for the ones that created this musical and this new movie. And I'm ready for it. Just bravo to you all, Miss Danielle Brooks, Fantasia, Taraji. Corey Hawkins is somebody to watch for. And the rest. Him. Watch for him. But that's all I do have. Again, we honor Miss Alice Walker for birthing this from the beginning. We honor Oprah Winfrey and Bliss Buaze. Boswell. I think that's how you say it. Sorry if I said it wrong. But that's all I do have. Let's get to the box office. And until my next video, peace.